Good afternoon, everyone. It's a good afternoon. Hello, everyone out there. Send and call somebody. Yeah. Send and call somebody. Send and call somebody. Hello, everyone. Send and call somebody. Hello, everyone. Send and call somebody. Good afternoon. Welcome. I am late. I should have been here before. But, nevertheless, I am here. Thank you very much. Welcome. Thank you for the share. I should have been here before, but I am a bit late. But nevertheless, I am here, and I am going to be going on with what I'm doing. Now, you have seen the caption. Let me not waste any time in doing this. Thank you very much. Welcome to everyone that is coming in. Could you kindly touch the thumbs up button? Thank you very much. While you do so, thank you very much. Yes, once more in the kitchen. Best place to be. The best love you can have. So welcome to each and every one. Now, as you can see, I am with demand with the pumpkin bread. Why my face blacker than my body? Because my face is most exposed. Ain't you see that? And I don't use things on my body because my body and them do not share the same fate. So I can't use anything. Even if I want to do so, I can't do it. If I put anything on my face to say I'm going to lighten the color, I'm going to do whatever, oh no. It sends me into something else. Get much blacker. Taste it all in my throat. So I don't use things on my body. My body is a very funny body that I get. Almond, yeah. Pan up young. Who do you trust more between a what? A cop plumber and a machine, a mechanic. Thanks. Who do I trust more? You wonder if there's any to be trust. All have their fault. Jamaica, not Kingston. I'm not a Kingston girl. I don't love it the inner city. Maybe because it's too fast. Yeah. So I'm from Jamaica, but not a Kingston girl. Passed through Kingston. Relatives live there. Yeah. Thank you very much. Could you kindly touch the thumbs up button? Jay, I'm here with your favorite. Somebody asked why my face is blacker than the rest of my body. My face is most exposed. And I think there are two things to. Sometimes you wonder because genetic, it makes me wonder. And now you said, let me say this. Genetic is a hell of a thing. My up. My mother's side of the family is from the Indian descendant. My father's side is Irish. And in my ear on my head is two different texture of ear on my one head. Two different texture of ear. To the back, it is saying one nation, and to the rest of it is saying another nation. Two different texture. It came to my body. I have hair all over my body. But don't matter what I do. And it's only two of us born from the same mother and father that carries the same thing. My smaller brother face is as dark as mine and his body is clear. And I am the same thing. The rest of brother, like two more brothers, you would not have realized that the only thing you can take to know that we related, because we all carry a straight face. We all carry this structure face. But if you're going to use the complexion, far different. And we are from one mother and one father. My sister, the only sister, she is as brown complexion up. And we are from one mother and one father. So I don't know. So, sometimes I wonder about it. Is that, that genetic thing, how it does work. So, what can I do? And I am not going to use anything to bleach because I cannot use those things on my skin. Can't bleach. I have to remain as I am. When the time is cooler, then my face gets cooler. But that is how it goes. I don't know. It's all Rona. It's Rona. And Ron. Hi friend, how are you? Good. This is Laia Thomas. Hi. Zena or Zina? Zina. Okay. Thank you very much. And Great J. Dove. Yes, Troublesome J. Yes, my dear. So the person who asks, oh, my face is darker than the rest of my body, I think it is a genetic thing. It's a DNA, it's something. Because my head is carrying two different type of hair. As I said, it's a mix-up. Because my father's side of people, they are Irish. Blue high people. My mother's side is the Indianish. He's on the Indian. So, and we brothers and sisters, and we all have the same face structure. The girl, same shape. Shape out. But the complexion. So if you're going to look at the complexion, it's so different. I don't know if other persons, experience that in their family. But this is one that I experienced. What can I do? And I'm not going to do anything to get the face match with the rest of the body. Oh no, because guess what? When you use these things on your skin, when it's coming back, if you allow it, it came back blacker. I tried bleaching on my face once and actually sent me somewhere else. Because the thing, it was, what is the name again? Not Enola. I forget that name. It's in a green tube. And I put it on my face, just my face. Didn't touch my mouth. And I washed my hands after. And I felt the thing start seeping in my inside. I start tasting it in my throat. And it didn't go to my mouth. And you could feel it seeping through my body. Yeah. I went and washed my face and all, but you know that gathers in. See, your skin is yes. So I went to the doctor and he said, your body. You can't use those things on yourself. Just live and give God thanks for who you are and what you are. Yeah. So, very funny structure I have. Very funny structure. Very, very funny. I tell you something else, you'd laugh to death. Trust me. Yes. I say something else to you on this live, you would have a laugh. It's personal. Maybe other person have that experience. And I don't like to put my personal thing out. But if I say something else to you, you wonder. My body is such a funny phenomenon. Very funny, very funny. If my husband go out, and which you have said, no, I haven't gone with anybody. My body tells you that it will never, and it will hurt you. That's all cruel my body is. Well, that's all good. I don't think it's cruel. That's all good my body is. Yeah. And it's not a joke. True thing. True thing. This body grabs and decided to strangle. Do strangulation. So I'm just showing you how funny the body is. And persons will understand. I guess I am not the only one. There are other persons out there like I am. Yeah. So if once a playing around going on, you distance yourself. That's the body. Okay, enough of me. As you see, I am doing by demand pumpkin bread. And for those that have not seen it the first time when I did it, I pured the pumpkin the other day was on, so when I pure the pumpkin, I bake the pumpkin. I don't boil the pumpkin because when you boil the pumpkin, it have too much water to deal with. Okay, so when you bake it, it's much, and you add no liquid to it, nothing. You just bake it and pure it. So this is the pumpkin. Now, last time I do with oats. Well, I did two kinds. I did oats and I did flour. I did the puree with oats and I did the puree with flour. This time, this one, it's flour. Okay, so this is the dough with pumpkin seed in it. And walnuts. So pumpkin seeds. So what I did to make up the dough for a person that have never baked bread, and any bread you're going to do, it's the same procedure. If you're going to use yeast, whether water or if you want to use milk, you put maybe, okay, let's say a cup of milk to warm. Bring it to one something degree warm. You have all the things that you are going to make up your bread with. So you put it to warm, pour it in your bowl. You're going to add like a tablespoon of sugar. Why? The sugar helps to activate the yeast. You use salt to taste. So let's say a half a teaspoon of salt, depending on the amount that you are doing. So then, if you're using milk, you do the same thing. If you're using just plain water, you get it warm to that if it's too hot, it will kill the yeast. The yeast won't be able to rise. So you have it at a certain temperature that it's not overheated. And so you put it in the bowl. And when you put it in there, you add the sugar, you add the salt, and you add like a tablespoon. And again, depend on the amount. A tablespoon of oil. All of this helps the yeast. The salt is for bringing out the flavor. The sugar is helped to activate the yeast. And the oil is one that helps to keep it moist. Helps also in that area. And so you mix them together. So you add all of that and you mix. Now this is a dough that cuts. And then putting it in the pan. So I'm doing two things here at the same time. mix them. If you want, you just write it down. Maybe I might, one of these days I might put them onto the, put them in the put them on my channel, that some persons can get the understanding of it, can read it and have the of it. After you do that, let's say you're going to use a pound of flour for the, to make your bread. Let's say you're going to do a pound of flour. You put, after you mix it out, the sugar and thing dissolve, the yeast dissolve, you put half a pound of flour and have it mixed around. After you do that, you are going to add more flour, but not at the same time, because it's going to be very liquidy. Oh, I didn't say where. You add in everything, and if you're doing the pumpkin, you add the pumpkin as well. So the pumpkin, the sugar, the salt, the yeast, oil, everything goes in, and you gently mix them around. After mixing them, you're going to get a towel. When you mix in the half a pound, you can add the next half a pound. Mix it in. Because when it's finished, you're going to add more flour. So you're going to end up using more than a pound of flour. But let's say a pound for the beginning. You get a nice clean towel. Cover, never you do it into aluminum or plastic. Don't you, I'll show you something. When you're doing bread, you don't do it into a container like this. Don't use this container. This container is to make it cool. So this container is cool. You use it into your glass dish. I'm not so keen on plastic doing these things. So you get your nice clean towel and you cover it over. If you want to tie or elastic band around it to keep it that no hair go into it. And you put it at the warmest part in the kitchen. Some person, you can, what they do, they turn on the microwave and turn on the microwave, turn it off, and then put it in there so the microwave is not on. It absorbs the heat that is in there. After doing that, wherever you put it, in the warmest part of the kitchen, if you have fan running in the kitchen, you turn the fan off in order to get the heat in the kitchen, because the yeast works with heat. Okay? Heat rise in heat. It can't rise in the cold. So you don't put the yeast and then you put it in a refrigerator. What you do, you kill the yeast. So you won't get any life out of the yeast. Yeah. So after you finish that, it will rise double the amount or double the portion that is in there. So you just put that amount, and when it rises to the top of this. In that sense, it adheres in it. So what you do, you double your fist and you thump it down. And you get all the hair eliminate out of it. When that is done, you can put in the rest of your flour until you get it in as a consistency like this. You put in the rest of your flour. You can knead it as well as you can use your spoon and get it together. Yes. And then You get it together like this. Sometimes it's gonna be a little softer than this, because if you get it a bit too soft, you will be continue putting flour in it. So guess what? You'll be going over double portion, and the amount of ingredients that you put in, like salt and sugar, is not there to carry it. The yeast is good. The yeast will carry it. You understand? So you do just that. Why am I doing this now? I don't want to put it in the oven with air in it. So I press it down in order that no air pocket is in it. After you do that, you're ready. Your loaf pan is already greased and is ready to pan and go into the oven. Good day, how are you? Right. So bread is not really hard to make, but it's not everybody understand it the way. And it's not everybody explain it the way I do either. And so I throw in so everything go in there. This is your dough. And some persons need the dough, which can be done, but I don't like the stickiness on my hand. So I use this and I do this. So next you pop it in the oven, and then you smell the nice aroma of bread coming out of the kitchen. Then you know you are really baking. Yes. Alright. So I would like you to try the pumpkin bread. Remember, don't boil your pumpkin. Don't boil your pumpkin at all. You will be having too much water to contend with. Bake the pumpkin. Bake it. And remember, some of the pumpkin is sweet. So again, you may turn out having a sweet pumpkin bread, which is also nice. No problem with that. Because this one is going to turn out to be a sweet pumpkin bread. Because the pumpkin is sweet. Have nice sweetness to it. You put it in the loaf pan like this. Yeah. And at this amount that you see in there, it's going to raise. So what if I really want to mark up something on top of my bread? I just use a fork. And yes, as I mentioned that. So at the here out, you use a fork. You use a fork to prick it like that. So while baking, whatever air pocket was there, it came out. So your bread don't came out as a sort of a hollow, you know? Yeah. And when you want to be very creative, you use the pumpkin seed, and you make a big pumpkin on top of it, a big pea, I should say, on top of it. Yeah. And when this is baked, there you have your bread going. There is your bread. And you can say, I do my own homemade bread. My own homemade bread. So follow that recipe. And if you're doing a plain white bread, you're not adding anything to it, that's the same thing you do. That's the same thing you do. You're not adding anything to it. So you do the same thing. And you get your nice, fluffy, plain white bread. As everyone that comes on this channel know that the kitchen is my thing. Believe me, the kitchen is me. And I'm just being creative here. I'm just putting a pea on it. Using the pumpkin seed. So when it is being baked, you have this coming up on it. And if you're doing it, remember, when it's like this, you use a fork to prick it or to puncture some holes in it. And you can do different kind of bread to your likings. I guess tomorrow I will be doing the quiche, whatever it is done, and I'm going to be doing a pie, in which Jamaicans call it patty. Actually, it's pie. And of course, you can do your dinner roll as well, which is done in a little same thing, but some little differences there where the dinner roll is concerned. I did dinner roll already. Many of you may not see it. If you go on my page and look, you will see dinner roll there. You will see cocoa bread there, and all the rest of baking. Christmas is near, and I will be doing more baking. And of course, yesterday was really a nice one. Was out on the enjoying the nature out there. And baking pudding. I don't know how you call it, but we call it pudding. We grow up sweet potato pudding. Then you mix all the mix up and put it on the fire, and then you have the two eat meeting in the middle. The one at the bottom, the one at the top, and so that's how it cook. Because if you put the one at the top first and none at the bottom, then it only will cook to a part of the middle. But when you put the two fire, one on top, one underneath, one and the thing is in the middle, then the two heat goes up and meet right there. So they cook. So the top cook and the bottom cook. Israel. I hope you didn't name Jacob before, you know. Because if you had named Jacob before, that means God have to change your name and give your name and give your name Israel. Because he said Jacob is a thief. So I'm putting this in now. Fifteen less than 20 minutes. The bread is ready. Yes, that is how you do your bread. You hear, Israel? I hope you weren't Jacob before. You get a representative name, Israel. Yes. So the rest of this puree will go for a next day. There's other things I have to bake, which I am going to be using the puree pumpkin for it. So, yeah. For that's why that's the reason why I said you get a representative name, because um Jacob was Jacob, but because of his behavior, God have to change his name and give name Israel. That's the only hope you weren't Jacob before. You are straight Israel. Yes. I know I love it. Because and you know, surprisingly, a lot of people don't understand. They always use the patriarchs, the Bible name, to name children without seeking out what the name really meant. No? Because their Bible name, because they were patriarchs of old, they said, well, they were serving God and they were good people and and they said all that other things there. Not knowing that most of these names had to be changed because of the character. Because Jacob went to get his wife, and let's say Lebanon give him the runaround, because Rachel, that he really wants and love to be his future bride, maybe he didn't realize that the firstborn Leah is the first one to come out of the house by marriage. The second born, Rachel, would be the second one to get out of the house. But he went straight for the second born. And Uncle Lebanon said, work 7 years, my brother. So he worked 7 years. And when the 7th day, you see how all persons, all husbands and wives were tested in those days. Work 7 years to see if you are qualified for this woman. If you're qualified for my daughter, if you will able to treat her good, if you will work to maintain her, because women that all go out to work in those days. It was the man is the breadwinner, he's the king of the house, he's everything, the father, the everything. So the woman would have stayed home, take care of the house and all of these things. They weren't one that were going out to work. So when you went and asked for the person's daughter, they will have to test you to know if their daughter will be well taken care of or otherwise. So their friend worked 7 long, hard years. And when time came for him to get the daughter, he said to him, you can't get Rachel. Rachel is a second birth child as a girl. Leah will have to be married first. So you can't marry the second one before the first one. And so because he wanted Rachel so much, because she was a pretty girl and, I guess all the curves were in the right places and all these things, And he went on again to work 7 more years. So he did 14 years to get the wife he wanted. But with all of that, look at him uncle and him say, I'm going to leave out of here. Rich. Rich, rich, rich. I'm going to have more cattle more than you. Watch how I do things. And so, all the pregnant, the in-calf cow, mother cow, because he's tending to the sheep and the cattle and all the rest of the farmland and all the things he's doing, he would have taken them to the stream to drink water. While they congregate in one area, drinking their water, he would have go to the top of the stream, break the leaves, and put them in the water. So while their heads are down drinking, and the shot of the leaf coming down, it frightens them. And all the calves born spotted. Now, in those days, a spotted animal is not deemed to be a pure animal. But Jacob get every one of them spotted. Thank you for the thumbs. He got every one of them spotted. And all the spotted ones are put aside. This is for Jacob. When he completed his 14 years, he ended up coming out with 2 wives, 2 sisters. So he's walking away with Leah and he's walking away with Rachel. And he called his herdmen and all his herd. He got more cattle than his uncle. So so when my little man tired of the road and sit down and him get some sleep. Because his uncle were after him that you stole all my cows, all my cattle. Now look at the small amount I have and you're gone with them. Oh yes, uncle. This is how I do my thing. So God sent an angel unto him. And even wounded him foot. Break his hip, I think. So he walked with a limp. God said, your name is no longer Jacob, but Israel. Jacob means a thief. Just like that. Just like that. So sometimes when I was doing some other part of the health, it's always said, when you're going to name your child, find out the origin of the name. How this name, because some names, they said names have nothing to do with the person, it have a lot to do with the person and the personality. So they always said, find out before you just hop and give your child a name. Yeah, do a research. Do your research before you name your child, because you might just be sorry down the road, because you're saying, yes, it have a lot to do with the personality. If you hear a person say, it's just a name. It's just a name. When I do a little bit of the research on all the names, the hurricane, because I always ask how they came up with the name of the hurricanes. Why the hurricane would have named so, and And I was just surprised when, when you do the little bit that you do? To see how they arrive at the name Hurricane? As the person them, some things go on, some crucial guys down the bottom from way, 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 way. Yeah. As bad as Alexander the Great was, I haven't heard of giving a hurricane that name yet. So I don't know if it's in the future. So we have to know. I remember back home, this prime minister have wife had a girl baby at the time, and the baby named Natasha. Yeah, Natasha. And every woman that gave birth within that time gave their child name Natasha. Every second one. Why? Because the prime minister child gets the name Natasha. You could only hear Natasha, Tasha, 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 Tasha. And you ask some of them why you give the baby name Natasha. Oh, the prime minister daughter named Natasha. And so they give. I said, well, you didn't even do any research for yourself. So that is how most of the time persons give babies name. I have a daughter. When I was pregnant, I always do reading. So I was reading on this queen by the name of Samantha. And who she was and how she arrived to be a queen and what country she was and all the rest of it. And it sounds and look reasonable. I search up the name for Samantha and the rest of the thing. So I said, if I have a baby and it's a girl, I'm going to give her a name Samantha. Samantha is darker than I am. She was not born as a pink brown baby or a pink and then changes. No. She born dark. And she changes as the weeks go by. And if I should say the name Samantha, she lives in a foreign country. And each time they heard the name Samantha, they're looking for a white child. I remember a doctor called me because she went away she was 12 years old. A doctor called me and was from an hospital, was questioning me about her. And he said to me, how did you get the name Samantha? So I told him. And that name, just since this year, about 2 months ago, she said to me, God bless you for that name that you give me. She went turn up for interviews. She holds some prestige job. She turned up for interview. She was in a position at a place that she worked. And when they're going to be laying off people and things, she is the one who, and she's about my height, yeah, or maybe a little shorter than I am. It's nice shape, but dark complexion, but pretty girl. When I say pretty girl, she's a pretty dark girl. And when she went for the interview for the job, and they called the name, and she went in, the lady said to her, I called Samantha, not you. She said, sorry, I'm Samantha. So the lady look up and look down and look at her, the interviewer. You are Samantha? She said, oh yes, I'm Samantha. And most of the time is the name get her through. Because they said to her, when they say Samantha, they're looking for a white person, not a dark person. So in character and so much things, names. You heard a name and straight off the bat, you formulate the picture of a person long time. By the time you heard the name, you formulate that and say, oh, that person is so and so. It's just like your voice. A lot of person will hear the voice over the phone and straight away they formulate a picture of the person, and so the person is this type of person, whether the person, and you have persons like complexion. So the name Samantha get her through her foot through the doors many times, and she worked in high positions in her country that she is. And anything else said, oh, you are Samantha. And she said she's going to school. From she's going to school. So this prejudice and this type of thing, but names. We should really find out the origin of the name before you clap on a name on a child and say, oh, Kai, name so and so, because such person's child have that name. It's important for us to do it. I think persons now are doing it more than first time. First time they just like a name and they just throw on a name and the person. They just like the name and they just put the name onto the child. But it is important for us to, when you're going to give your child a name, you need a strong name. You need, something that, when you go back in history and see what that person, who that person, where the origin from, their parent, their background, their everything. So names are important. A lot of people don't see that name is important, but it is important. Please put your like. I have more than 8 persons on the live. I have 8 thumbs up. Could you put some more thumbs there for me, please? Please put some more thumbs. Touch the thumbs up button while we bake the bread. Hot bread and butter. You go to the bakeries, baking bread, you hear them call out, they need some butter. Just pull out the bread from the oven, hot bread and butter. So people have come a far way on a long journey to reach where they are today. And so much things have changed over the time. Over the period of time, so much things changes. And it's going to be changing as we go along. As we enter into a next millennium, the things change, and so the mind of people change. So things change, and so the mind of people has changed. So we had to, especially boys. Well, the two of them is, but you just get up and throw on a name, give your little boy child that way. You have to know where this name come from, and you have to know the people, them, you have to know everything. And then you will, know if this name fits the person. Or this is the name you want your child to carry, go by. Because sometimes when you find out, oh my God, oh my God, I have known parents give children name, and after they became adult, and in further studies, higher study, they changes the name. Yeah, they go ahead and they change the name. Parent didn't know, so they get and say, I'm not bearing this name. I'm not going with this name. This name is not mine. If all things being equal, I'll be doing some fish tomorrow, and I'll be doing it on the outside. It is so nice outside. Well, it's nice for now in this country. And all the other countries that look like this. It is cool. It's relaxing. Yeah. Just get out of the house a while and just... I'm right over here trying to clean up here. Yeah. Today is Friday. What will you do today? What will be your position today? I have a Friday evening out from work. Okay, welcome again and thank you. Yes, one more. Would you put some more there, man? I like to see when the thumb have company. Get the algorithm going, the algorithm going. So thank you very much for doing so. Yes, I was just trying to clean up where I use up. When you're in the kitchen and when you clean as you go, you don't have the bulk of things to deal with when you're finished. Yeah, you don't have the bulk of things to deal with when you're finished. Um, Cream cheese. You can use the pure pumpkin and mix the cream cheese spread to put on your bread. Lovely. It's nice. Naturally and nice. And it smells like the bread is burning. I'll soon be out of the oven. Just a little bit more. What is your Friday evening activities today? Today is Friday. You go out and spend some time with your friends. What is the activity? All day, all week you're going to work. Go home from work. Get your things done. Back to work. Today you said, thank God it is Friday. So, sit and have a chat. Or, this is the time the family get together. Haven't seen each other for the week, not more than so. Children is there and they are glad to have you home. And you will see what they are doing. Ask them about their schooling, So much, you catch up with when it comes on to the weekend. There's so much you have to catch up with. But of course you got to do what you got to do. And on top of that, you have to do a me time as well. In spite of everything, you have to do a me time. This time is for me. So you spend some me time with yourself. Nobody around to bother you. No calling, no. You just relax. Relax. Today, I want to speak about it this evening on the live. Today, sometimes you see persons and you think, some person just look at some persons and say, oh, all is well. All is not well, Today, tears come to my eye, or somebody call me, and she's not looking pity. She just wants somebody to talk with. And when she said what she said to me, I went in my room and I lay across the bed and I was at her on the phone and I was just calling her name because she reached the point of despondent. She reached a broken point that you would have heard on the tabloid that a suicide is committed at some place or the other. And she was just reached a broken point, as if there wasn't anything to help her. You know, I'm gonna speak about it. That wasn't my real topic tonight. But I am gonna speak something on that. Because sometimes we said, oh, I am serving the Lord, I am going to church, I prayed 6 times per day, things like these. And sometimes we are like children. Oh, my sister get that and I didn't get any. Oh, and questions like these. And we are adult and these same things came up. When she said she took a kitchen weapon to end it, as I always said, I don't understand how persons try to tear down other persons, try to make mockery of them. You will never know what the persons are going through. It's not everybody's fate. It's like the other. Some persons can bear it. They're going up on the rough side of the mountain, but they know they will make it in. Some breaks. They break. When I was talking to her, she's talking to me, she's crying. I said, cry. Weep. Bawl, holler, whatever you do. Don't hold it back. Don't bottle it. Let it out. So sometimes we wouldn't know what is happening on the other side of the fence, what persons are going through. When it faces them head on, and there's nothing sometimes when you really need that help, there is no one. Sister feel, brother feel, friend, you left alone. So look here. If it is even a smile, something you pass people, if it's even a smile, you give them. You would surprised to know what it had done. This is a smaller one. This is a smaller bread. Let me take it out of the pan for you. It is hot, yes, it is hot. So these bowls, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is a small one that I have done. And if you could just smell it, it's hot bread, hot bread. It's hot bread. And this is the texture of your hot bread. It is this hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hot. Pretty inside. Inside is pretty. Yeah, the pumpkin thing, you know. It's only bread. Pumpkin bread. It's only pumpkin bread. Hot bread and butter. So the inside is pretty. It is so pretty. The pumpkin. Ah. Mm. When we were going to school, I had a song that said, butter cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pit it and pat it and mark it with a B. Put it in the oven for a baby and me. And this one is bread, not a cake. Yeah, this is what the pumpkin bread looks like. You see, it was actually over baking. I tried to make the pea on top, but the pea don't even come in like it come out good. Pea coming like it make back and front look like 9. Yeah. When you do your own bread, eating from your own hand, your own kitchen, it is so nice. Yes, it is sweet. So then you would call it pumpkin sweet bread, because guess what? The pumpkin is sweet. It's not sweet, but yeah, nice bread. When you take it out like this, you sort of cover them with the towel that your bread do not have a crisp top. So whether or not, you just cover it over. Nice and nice. And those are the things that's standing up in there. It's the pumpkin seed. Just soft and nice. Oh, that's re-cooking. Hmm. 1, 2, 3 that for me. 1, 2, 3 that for me. The Christmas time is coming up. And I'll be doing some cake. So you're going to see more of me in the baking than the cooking. 1, 2, 3 for me that, Rico. Wine cake. Rum cake. Strawberry cake. Black forest. I do black forest cake too. I do black forest, I do red velvet. And actually I do those like if somebody ordered it. But then when I have a little bit more time, you will be seeing me in the kitchen here. This little kitchen here. I wish you could get a piece of this and taste it. You would want to make it every time. You know, so sometimes we are having a jolly fine time when others are mourning and they haven't got anybody passed away. Thank you. Bless up yourself for the thumbs up. I would love to see 10 more up there and we count by 10. The lady called, and for a person to reach a broken point where they would held up to do what the devil in hell said to do. That's a far way, my friend. And sometimes we see people, sometimes they do some things and we have so much negative things to say about them. You don't know. Sometimes it's best if you could have reached out and asked. Because you look left, right, in the center, up, down, and you're asking. Because the question is asked, God, why are you doing me this? God is not doing you anything. The next thing is, I do nothing than serve you with all I have. Let's think about it this way. Everything is not going to be on a smooth road at all times. We are going to have deflated tire along the longest journey. And when your tire get deflated, you may be in the middle of nowhere. No one to help you. And I use tire as a figure of speech here. Just imagine you are going to be doing 100 miles or 200 miles. And in the middle of nowhere, the tire blew out. And it doesn't have a spare. No one is passing because, let's say it's on the highway. Nobody is stopping. Everybody zip, zip. So on the road of life, on the highway of life, we are going to suffer deflated tire. we are going to suffer. The wheel, the lugs loosen and the wheel woof off. In life, we have to actually, from you became an adult, you have to set yourself for everything to face. If you don't, kudos, it didn't come your way. But put yourself in a position and try to have a positive mindset. Because if you don't have a positive mindset, you are going to be blown out like a balloon. And it's not a young person, it's not a young girl. It's not a young girl. But the road is rough on every side. There was somebody who said, may I travel upon the gravel? And if your road is a gravel road, you know what it meant like. I am traveling and the traveling on the gravel, not in shoe either, you know. Barefooted. So you're going to get squeezed. You're going to bump your toe. So many things is going to happen. But we have to have a positive mindset. We have to have an outlook. And you know, you don't keep putting the blame to say, well, why did you do this? I was right here. What? Most of the time, it's not what you do. It's not what you say. But you are. You tread the gravel. You tread on the gravel road. Not the Barbara Green road, which is smooth. When I went to Guatemala and I saw their road, that's the old Guatemala. The new one have, and some roads in the old one have pavement and things. It's the real stone, those rocks, like they shave them or something and they put them. That's the road. The difference is that none of the rocks are higher than the other. They even them out properly. When I saw it, I said, these are the roads they should put in my country, Jamaica. Why? When they're speeding, man. When they're speeding. And those roads, you can't speed. You have to take it easy and go in. You have to take it easy. Yeah. You have the road easy. Sometimes the road is rough. You can't find a place to put your foot. You can't find a place smooth to put the wheels. But I'll leave it until this evening. I'll do the live and I'll bring that in. But any of you out there hearing me, please, do not resort. Do not reach to the point that the only thing you can look on in front of you is pick up this. Or the next one will go pie. And said, I'm gonna end it. Doing that do not take you out of the problem. You may go on, but somebody had to pick up the slot. Somebody will be in the problem. Somebody mourning. A child is mourning. Why? And you can't get the answers. You know, life. And sometimes we look on and said we should have it, I'm serving the Lord and He has made a way for me, make provision. I should have it smooth and easy. You are wrong, so wrong. But as I said, for a long time, somebody don't say something to me and tears come to my eye. And when the lady said to me, I reached to this broken point where I took up the weapon and I went to get the job done. I said, no. She said, you didn't even hear about it. But I found you somewhere. What persons? People. Sometimes you're on my channel just to get a word that you can identify with. You're on the channel, I am in the kitchen doing this, and sometimes it eases your mind from something. Just to look at the preparation, you have a talk and whatever. Sometimes your baggage is so heavy. It's hard for you to move one foot in front of the other. Sometimes you went to another person's channel and they say something, it makes you laugh. It releases you from something. You may pick up a paper and you read something, and something you read, it makes you laugh. Because you're under such a stress. And I ain't call it stress, I call it stretch. Because when you stretch, I'm going to be stretching you out. But for one reason, please, if you have to lie on your stomach and weep all the eye waters you have to it, let nothing in your head. And mental is real. As the lady said, she start hearing voices. Sometimes the little things you say and do knock people out of what they're going through. Sometimes a song play, you heard a song and it snap you from where? Because it's not easy. You got to be strong. You got to be strong. You have to have a strong will. Sometimes you feel like you cannot make a next step without falling. But I encourage you. When you feel that way, if you can drink a gallon of, read some water. Drink some water. Walk through your door. Look at the trees. Look at all the wind of the tree just dancing it around. and release your mind. Yes. And when those feelings are coming over you, do not stay alone. Find someone. Even as I said, go outside, look at the birds. You know, look at the scenery. Look, just look. It's not easy. It's not easy. And my strength is not your strength. And your weakness could be my strength. And my weakness could be your strength. But we both, or we all, carries a different level of faith, of strength. Some things you could just look at it and, oh, and you go. Sometimes some person do something and you would say, but why they do that? You do something to make them comfortable, to release them from the pressures of life. There's a story that said a man was going through his ordeal, and he decided to took his 3 pints. And he was walking to a spot where he would not be interrupted while taking his 3 points. And when he reaches a tree, a banana skin landed before him. And he looked up. Was a man in the tree, ate a banana and throw the skin on the ground. The man in the tree looked down and saw that the one on the ground picked up the banana skin. He was in the tree, decided to do his job too. And when he saw the man picked up the banana skin and turn it inside out and start eating, he came down and he said, somebody is around worse than I am. So you don't worry. So you know they get to meet right there and talk. Someone is out there, is going through a worse situation than the one you are going through. Financially, physically, and all the alley. Some person is wondering, where must I find the next rent to pay? Some have to have a car loan to pay. Where am I going to get this car loan to pay? And there are so many things heaped up in front of you, especially when you go to your bed and you lie in that bed and you start, like, your brain's like you're watching a television and all the things are reeling out in front of you, and you're asking yourself the question, what do I do at this point? What do I do? It's a hard road to travel and a mighty long way to go. But Jesus, your blessed Savior, He will lead you on the way you know. Many an awesome valley and many deep waters flow. It's a hard road to travel and a mighty long way to go. I'm going up on the rough side of the mountain. I do know, I know to make it in. Many is going up on the rough side of the mountain. Well, you will make it in. It will be done. Yes. Life is worth a living. And you get life, enjoy life. Never try to snuff it out, because you cannot purchase it. You don't know the price of life. And because you don't know the price of life. Okay, Israel? Yeah. I was just talking about this call I get today. And it was one disturbing. Persons reach as if they reached to the buck, as if they reached a crossroad where they don't know where to go, which road to take. And I said, tears come to my eye. And it came to my eyes because when a person said, I reach for this to call it a day. I am ending it. Ay, 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 ay. Mm-hmm. I was seeing the short time I have done on earth. I have seen persons go through this. Snuffing out the light, does it make it any better? No. The difference, you won't be feeling anything. You are gone and somebody is left to pick up the slot. You left somebody crying. You left somebody after the planning how to get you under the hurt. But sometimes you don't know what is happening to people. You know? That's why I always said, this channel got its name in so unfamiliar way. I don't try to do mix up on this channel because I don't know how to do it. I just want to speak in a positive way. Because as easy as some person think it, it's not easy for some. It's not easy for some. No time. But the Almighty is our provider. He is our leader. Sometimes you think he forgot you. No, he hasn't forgot you. But sometimes we have to go through the rough part of the road, the bumpy part. If you're driving, this is how you're on the road. And if you're walking, you're getting squeezed here, you're getting squeezed here, you're shifting here, and have seen a 19-year-old. I have seen 14 years old. I have seen 15-year-old. Took the same route. But those I saw, they did not use this. They used the one around their neck. And you'd ask the question at 16, at 14, why? Why? And you pressed on that why. But sometimes, even us as parents in the house, we are not observant to the child. Something happened. Sometimes we are not making ourselves available to sit and talk with them. Oh, I want to say something to my father. I want to say something to my mother, but don't allow them to come and say anything to you. Question them. Ask them question. This is a weekend you will be home, whether you're going to be home from Friday to Sunday or what. Find a time slot. Especially the teenager. Yeah. Be their friend. Be their companion. Be their parent. Question them. How was your day? How are you? Then tell me something now. Where is your boyfriend? Because some route they're not going to come. But once you touch on certain things, they're going to smile. And they're going to say, oh, we are on the same page here. Yeah, can't reason. Reason with them. A 19-year-old sit around the dining table with her parent and hit. And by the time the parent walked through the door, were going to work or whatever, when they came home, she was not in her room. And they found her hanging. What could cause her to do this? Yeah. There are some persons, or even children, they will quick to really say something to you, while some will be there, and they suppress the things are not happening, things are not, they do. And yeah, man, pull out the stops them. Ask them all some unfamiliar question. The one question you're not going to ask them, you're not going to ask them, oh, how much time you know, oh, read between your legs. Well, talk to them and talk to you. Bring the argument to them. Start talk when you were dating. Ooh, how much girl did like you? Ooh, how much guys look at you and turn their head and follow you? Pull out the stops. Because you will never know. You will never know. And then you get the surprise of your life. So with the adult, they are there and they are pressing it down and they don't want to talk about it, and it is eating them away as a termite eating away board. They have been eaten away. But as I said, I almost give out all of what I would have said tonight or this evening. I'll bring it on my live. I said I'm going to talk about it this evening. And although I'm saying it here, there is much more to be said. Yeah, there is much more to be reason. Some persons, oh, the boys don't cry, you're a man. Oh, bad sit down. Because you're a man, you're not to cry. Cry, ball, weep. Something led you to tear. So, it is always so 14-year-old child committed suicide. Why would you do that? I know we need to talk to our children. Although this person, she's an adult, she's not a child. But we need to speak with our children. Your husband is home. Thank you, my dear. You want the salon? Okay. Have a good one. Your husband is home. How was your day? Was it a good day? The day is good. But your plans has fell through. What? You question, you ask. Yeah. Find out what is happening in his life. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. And this will be a part of the topic tonight because I tell you, it's a long time I haven't had an adult made up their mind to do the unthinkable. We have to cry out for our sisters and our brothers, sorry. We have to weep between the porch for them. Yeah. Yes, we have to weep for them. Because we're surprised to know how much they are going through. We were surprised to know how much they're going through. Anyhow, I'm going to close the live. And we will meet later in the evening. And we chat. Comment section is where you exercise your talking or things like that. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Later in the evening, I will discuss this topic because these are topics not as much as you may know it. It's never tired to be spoken about because your next door neighbor, the person sometimes live on the same roof with you. Yeah. You never know. You never can tell. Never know. You never can tell. But God's mercies is sufficient to take us through. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'll be closing the live. Good mercies. Good mercies. Yesterday we did I love pumpkin bread. Let me show it to you before you go. It's a pumpkin bread. It's hot. I'm burning myself. You weren't here when I was looking after and bake. It's not very long made out of the oven. And those are the pumpkin bread by popular demand. Somebody want me to do some pumpkin bread for them. Because the pumpkin bread is so nice. Nice. And I was giving out the recipe that whoever want to, try it. Will enjoy it. Especially when it's you doing it. Yes. That's the pumpkin bread. And so the color is pretty. The color is so pretty. Nice color from the bread. Okay. I'll just put it here that you can have a look at it. Whenever you get on. Yes, that's a pumpkin bread. Could I please put 10 there? Let's make it 11, 12. Yeah. Please. 3 of you is there. All 3 of you just put 1, then we will have 13 instead of 10. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're going without putting it there? Oh, please. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some thumbs up. Put some likes there. Put some likes. We like the likes. And you're asking what is that? It's the pumpkin bread. These are the pumpkin seeds sticking up around it. You know? God help me, and never let go. Hello, good welcome again. If you make your order and you send me your address, I can mail it to you. That's pumpkin bread. That's the pumpkin bread, my dear. It is so nice. Look at the texture. It's a pumpkin bread. How beautiful the texture is. And the color is even beautiful. Yeah. You can try it. You can try the pumpkin bread. It's nice. Sweet pumpkin bread. I'm sorry. Hi, welcome. I'm just showing off with my pumpkin bread that I've just baked. Please give me some more likes before I go. Give me some more likes before I go. Okay, 710 now. 3 minutes more to close the live. 3 more minutes. Three, four. Okay, today was sweet pumpkin bread, and I, made my explanation there. Meet me this afternoon on the live stream. I'll be doing a live stream tonight. Thank you, my dear. Have a blessed weekend too. Have yourself a blessed weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Sit back, relaxing from the hard day's work. Okay? Meet me this afternoon, this evening on my live stream. Thank you very much for being here. It was a pleasure having you, although you reached late. But this evening we will catch up. Alright? Have a blessed weekend. Don't drink too much if you're a drinker. Have fun. Yes. Have some me time. When you're off work, you need to have some me time. So have some me time for the weekend. Have a good one. God bless you always. God bless. God bless. Okay? Bye.